Hello, my name is Bryce Tubbs. With me today is Jim Palmer. He is an executive leader and founder and CEO at Confidence Course Coaching LLC. He is also an entrepreneur and a life and business coach for veterans. I'm extremely excited to be able to share his story with you today. Thank you so much for coming on, Jim.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me.
Excellent. And for those watching, if you have not already, I just want to invite you to our free community. It's basically a place where people come together and support each other every single day. So if that's what you've been searching for, come on and join us inside. I'm going to put some links either above or below the video. Sorry, I'm speaking a little bit fast today, guys. I'm wired today. But, Jim, what was life like before you got into coaching, and what was the catalyst that brought you into the field?
Yeah, so I'm a prior veteran. I was a naval officer for 8 years. And for the last 25 years, I've been running 8 and 9-figure businesses in a corporate role in Fortune 200 and Fortune 300 companies. In that time, I've watched fellow veterans struggle as they transition, as well as in the roles that they move into in the civilian world. There's many reasons for that, but looking from my corporate perspective, I started to see that there's an opportunity, especially now, as a lot of baby boomers are retiring. There is a leadership gap, and there's a perfect opportunity for veteran officers to fill those leadership gaps. So it doesn't have to be that way. They don't have to struggle. They follow this kind of rinse and repeat process, and they struggle a bit. And then once they're out in the civilian world, there really isn't a support mechanism. So that's where I come in. And, I help them succeed, get clear on who they want to be. And then from there, meet as many people as possible and develop their value and how to market that value to the world so they can find that right fit, that right opportunity.
Okay. Let's say that someone, who's watching right now does not really understand how to market themselves. Can you give some, what's the first thing they should do to start marketing themselves better?
Yeah, so the number one thing is that there's a belief for a veteran that they have to fit into the civilian world. They've come from one world and they're entering in. So they hear that they have to start at entry level, and they have all these limiting beliefs that they're given by the civilian world, as well as even the military transitioning. There are programs that transition and they kind of pigeonhole people. So number one is you can be whatever you want to be. Everything requires leadership. I like to say leaders with technical skills. In the military, they would learn lots of technical skills that apply, whether it's in sales, marketing, manufacturing, even accounting opportunities, if that's what their undergrad was in. So the number one thing is they need to get clear on who they want to be. You can't market to general, be all to everybody. Get very clear and narrowly focused. And then from there, create your marketing plan to meet people in those companies, connect with people in those industries you're interested in, and even cold call or present yourself as a candidate to those companies you're interested in.
That's actually really cool when you said the last part. So, a lot of people, they'll have dreams, but really that self-belief and that self-confidence that they can actually go after what they want. Can you talk about how to develop that?
Yeah, so self-confidence comes from a number of different ways. And one of the things that we grow up, and it's even stronger emphasis, is lack of failure. Failure is the best classroom. And the way to build self-confidence is trying and trying and trying, doing it over and over and over again, making whatever minor adjustments you need to make until you succeed at your goal. We look at failure as a bad thing. I look at failure as a tool to get you to where you want to be. You look through history, so many of our great leaders were failures. President Lincoln was considered a failure all the way through until things started to happen for him, and then he became the president of the United States. Many other examples of that through history. So getting comfortable with failing and actually even having a failure plan. putting yourself out there a number of times till you get to the desired result that you want.
Yeah, it's very, very important, especially with having a goal. Because
Right.
that's very interesting. I know you touched on it a little bit with developing that goal, but part of that's from clarity. Can you talk about how people, maybe even in this time of slowdown, can gain more clarity into like what they really want?
Yeah. So part of gaining clarity is sitting down and going through the process of what do you really like? Where is your passion? What is your interest? What are some of the things you are good at? And it doesn't have to be in a specific line of work. Um, and when you find that this is who you want to be, this is where you want to be, it'll start to appear those roles that are the right fit for you. And there's many other ways you can study. Google is a great source to find out some of the skills and attributes of certain job opportunities or certain roles in organizations. But getting within yourself and really challenging yourself, asking yourself those tough questions. What gets you up in the morning? What really excites you about going to work, and what would that joy be? Sometimes it's money. Money may be the motivator or the driver, or it may be a certain part of the country that you want to live
Yeah. Just kind of thinking about, just vision and kind of moving forward. What's the vision for as far into the future as you like to think for you?
Yeah, so my 3-year goal is I want to help impact 500 people in that time frame, and that's what drives me, to touch as many people as possible. If I can hit 500 people, change their lives, and then they change a number of lives, they change a number of lives, I'm now impacting the world. I'm helping change the world.
Nice. Nice. It's a
That's
good
my
goal.
big vision. Right.
Nice. I'm glad that you're there to help them out. Not a lot of people are doing this, so thank you so much for doing that.
Thank you.
You know, and just kind of thinking about success. So, what does the word success mean to you?
Yeah, so success for me is I want to be an example of what is possible. When I left the military, I didn't follow the normal process. I set my own course. I walked into a recruiter on a Friday without an appointment. And that following Monday, I was interviewing with a company that I ended up spending 12 years with.
Yeah.
I promoted 4 times in 5 years. I tripled my salary in that time frame. Very quickly became an executive. But I dared to be different. I wasn't willing to accept that I had to do certain things. I am that example. I want to teach and help others develop that self-confidence that we were talking about, and really developing a plan to go after what they really want. So that's number one. And then I want to help as many people as I can live their life dreams.
And are you working on anything new? So, do you have new coaching spots, a conference, book, anything new that you like to tell people about?
Yeah, so right now I'm focusing on one-on-one. I have a limited number of clients that I see so that I can deliver high quality results. So one-on-one is where I'm focused right now. That'll eventually evolve to groups probably next year, halfway through the year, a little bit beyond. And then I'll be working toward launching a podcast to put free content out there and information as much as possible. It's a great medium to be able to do that, and I'll be doing that probably the start of 2021.
Nice, nice. And where can people go to either learn more about you, or where can they go to connect with you a little further?
Right now, LinkedIn, Jim Palmer on LinkedIn, and then my company page is Confidence Course Coaching LLC. If they're interested in a 30-minute free consult where we get together and talk about where they are now, where they want to go, the contact button on there has that scheduling page. My website should be up soon, and it'll also be available there on the LinkedIn page to get to the website.
Nice. I really appreciate your time today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You know, There's one question that pops up, and you were talking about how you refused to accept, like, I think you said either the status quo, or you refused to accept what other people, said was possible. Can
Yes.
you give maybe one tip for someone who's watching? Because for some reason that just keeps popping in my mind, um, or maybe because I've been talking to a couple people in the last couple days where they have limiting beliefs. Can you talk about if they've taken the journey to bust through a limiting belief, but then talk about the time in between when that belief is formed to when they actually get the results they want? Talk about that patience.
Yeah, that patience and persistence is key. So what I like to talk about is a 25 fail per quarter, a failure plan, where let's say you're marketing your value and you've picked 25 companies that you're just going to do a cold call on. That could be a failure plan. And then that persistence of staying through it, not just throwing yourself in the situation. You have to look at what's working, what's not working, and make those micro adjustments as you go forward with the feedback you get, and be open and not take it personally.
Mm.
Be open to and available in an abundant way, rather than part of limiting beliefs is that we tend to operate from scarcity, where we believe that it's about us. When you believe it's about the person that you're trying to help in the company, or whatever it may be, and you really put yourself and turn the tables to delivering value to them, that opportunity will come. You have to be open and willing and ready for when it comes, and just keep failing and rinse and repeat that failure process until you get to the result that you want, and being persistent.
Yeah, thanks. I just want to make sure that we got that, because I mean, there's not a lot of people that are willing to stay persistent unless they have like a guide, and I guess that's why people would come to see you.
Correct.
And for those watching, just kind of switching camera angles and switching gears, if you are looking for a support system, a place where people will support you in whatever your goal is, we're a bunch of positive, like-minded people, I recommend you go and check us out in our free community, which I will put a link either above or below the video. Again, it's a mastermind where we're coming to support each other. So if that's what you've been searching for in these interesting times, I recommend you go and check us out. Thanks once again to Jim. I really appreciate your time today.
Thank you for having me.
Excellent. You're welcome. And for those watching, hopefully you enjoyed watching this as much as we enjoyed creating it. Feel free to hit that share button so other people can get some great value as well. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. We'll see you later in the next one. We're done recording in 3 and 2 and 1.